Alright, y'all, you know what time it is. This is Giovanni with the Seattle Side Show, aka Royal Mark, on this channel. And I got another clip for y'all. I just got done shooting a video for my podcast channel, a video channel rather. I finally got the new camera. It looks clean, looks crisp. I spent some bread on this camera, y'all. Like, I'm half excited, but you know, your wallet, you feel that investment when you make a real investment. But I'm making these power moves. This camera alone is a testament to me putting my money where my mouth is. I don't just sit back and complain and do 2, 3, 4 hour live streams talking craziness, complaining. So this camera is a component of my grand plan. Get my podcast off the ground, get my YouTube channel off the ground. Got some online stuff I'm working on, but I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to just stroll with y'all, talk some SYSBM, talk some more tidbits on traveling, and I'm just kind of in an introspective mood right now. Just got done taking some photos. So let's get it. Let's stroll. Let's talk. So let me get this moon up here for y'all. I love the symbolism behind the moon, y'all. But anyways, so I got to thinking, guys. And I watched another live stream. Whose was it? Man of Tomorrow's? On this SYSBM stuff. And they spent like 2 hours talking about, and again, I'm not complaining. Man of Tomorrow is hella inquisitive, intelligent brother. But y'all, they're sitting there. This one guy came in, Sigma or something, debating, arguing about why aren't black people starting cities and communities, and if they're really pro-black, this and this, talking like actual logistics and statistics. And mind you, it's about 1 o'clock in the morning Eastern. It was like 1 to 3 a.m. So I'm just sitting here thinking, look, y'all, if the black quote-unquote community is in such a condition, such disarray, and such discord and turmoil, that it's to the point where we're saying, and they said this in the stream, they said black people aren't gonna get together and get together and make a city or whatever, especially if they're close to the, I thought that was a bird or something, especially if they're too close to the ghetto shit, and if they're in St. Louis or they're in Baltimore, they're like, we might need to move to Montana and build our cities. I'm like, y'all, if it's that real, just get your ass up and leave. If it's that real, is it really worth it? Okay, one of the SYSBM tenets strictly says it's not about, I love this sunset right here. Look at this. SYSBM is not about rebuilding the black community. Wow, that's beautiful. It's not about rebuilding the black community. And y'all, ever since I was young, I don't mean to sound too pessimistic or too black pill, and again, I don't consider myself black pill, but when I was young, guys, when I was living in Cleveland, Ohio, off Miles, one of the most violent cities in the nation, Black America. And by the way, someone on that stream talked about if you go to a different culture, you'll be in a hostile environment and they'll never appreciate you as a black man, and you'll never be welcome because it's hostile. I'm like, what about here in the United States of America? We're in doggone Cleveland, Ohio. I heard gunshots every night, pit bulls loose, can't even walk to the doggone store. Me and my homeboy Alfonso, I miss him, one of my old friends, can't even walk to the doggone store. We had to carry sticks on us to fight fucking pit bulls. How's that for a hostile environment? When back in Cleveland. My sister, the nerdiest, shyest homeschool girl you can imagine, sheltered as hell. I'm not even gonna get into my past, but it wasn't pretty for us. No dad, and she thought one of the girls was her friends. And you got fucking strags in Cleveland. I'm talking 14, 15, 16-year-old girls was actually about to fight her because she said something. I forget what she said. It wasn't nothing smart, but she said something to them, and they took it wrong. Like, I'm for real about to whoop her ass, and this and this and this. And y'all remember that being one of the profound moments from my teenagehood. Like, is this our community? Is this? And I just remember in Cleveland, like here, you don't see things like bags on the streets. Look at that. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, by the way. But look at this. Clean streets. Okay. Now, this is a good example of a relatively black city that does well. But there used to be garbage bags on the streets and this and this and this. So, growing up, I'll be honest, I didn't have a good depiction, a good image of black America. Now, it wasn't until I moved to Atlanta, things were different. Okay. But what I'm trying to say is, if the community is to that point, why sit here and do all these stipulations and trials and tribulations, ordeals, that requires all this doggone fortitude to fix things? Just get your butt up and leave and be doggone done with it. And y'all, that's why I want to talk this. Listen. That's why I wanted to talk the importance of travel. And I'm going to keep this 100. I'm going to keep it real. It wasn't until I left Cleveland, I left Atlanta. I left here technically too, but Charlotte's a great, friendly city. I wouldn't count in my experiences. But living in Atlanta, Cleveland, I used to think stuff like, women don't like me because I'm not good enough, or I don't have the money, or I don't, black women just, y'all know that story, right? Nerdy kid, I went to the University of Washington, studying all day, programming, I know Japanese, I know a little Nihongo. I was that kid. I was fascinated with languages, and I played violin and all that stuff. I use words like inquisitive and obfuscate. And black women looked at me, I was like, haha, you're lame. So I legitimately thought, I'm just going to be single till, like, I guess I'm 30 and maybe get a woman. But it came to my mind, I just didn't care about women in general until I went to Seattle, Washington. And y'all, it opened my eyes, y'all. White women, Asian women, Indian women, friendly to me. I went to an art club. I had an art club in Seattle. I had a gaming club in Seattle. There was this Vietnamese girl there that was like super friendly to me, and I wasn't even used to getting treated like that from women. And I'm telling y'all this not to sound all like, oh, haha. I know some men might see this and be like, oh, he's soft. Or I'm just saying, you don't have to deal with strags and buffoonery if you travel. It opens your eyes, different cultures, different experiences. And even if you don't go, I'm breathing a little heavy because I'm walking and it's cold and shit. But even if you don't go overseas yet, y'all, at least travel the US, travel the United States. That's the least you can do. West Coast, especially Minneapolis, Minnesota, whatever you want to do, go and do it and explore. Go to the big cities. It's expensive, and I don't give a bulldog. I get so sick and tired of that. I get so sick and tired of that fearful slavery mentality. oh man, you go to New York City, you ain't gonna make it, man. You ain't gonna make it in New York. The rent's this, and this. DC is expensive. This is just stay in Cleveland, stay in St. Louis, stay in Baltimore, and just live the life, man. That's just how it is. Y'all, like, no. Do you know what the West Coast culture is? Let me elaborate. Paint you a picture, no mirage. You've got a lot of people in Los Angeles, San Diego, that legitimately live paycheck to paycheck, making even $15, $17 an hour just so they can be in LA surrounded by energy of people doing stuff, moving, ideas. Like me, I started my podcast. Out there, that was normal. I come back to the South and it's like, don't get me wrong, y'all, I love this. It's posh, friendly, family environment, nice homes, you know, decent income, black families. But it's no energy here, y'all. It's no oomph to it, you know what I'm saying? And you meet so many different types of people, and you're in, let's say you're in New York, you know, you meet Polish people, Brazilians, or whatever it may be. My best friends in Seattle are Brazilian. I met Brazilian women for the first time in person, y'all, and I was like, you hear the stories, but y'all, it's a different level. And I'm like, the world is so much bigger than you think when you travel and you meet people from other aspects, other parts of the world. Y'all need to get out and see that. Look at my 2 clips I made. I'm not trying to become no big YouTuber dude, but I'm just saying, y'all, look at my 2 clips I made on airfare is cheaper than you think, accommodation is cheaper than you think. It ain't that expensive. Stack you up. $300, take your butt to the West Coast, round trip from the East Coast. $400. Just checked them not too long ago. $450 take you to Berlin. Oh, Germany's a little expensive. Not more expensive than nowhere in the United States. You pay more in the average American city than you do in doggone Berlin. So I don't want to hear that one. That's one of Europe's most expensive cities. $300 for a couple weeks. You could live like a doggone king in Eastern Europe or something like that. Oh, it's skinheads and rednecks, and it's dangerous. What about right here in the United States, in Baltimore and Memphis, where my friend, rest in peace, my friend's brother got shot 3 houses down from me in Cleveland, Ohio. How about that? For it's dangerous. It's shit popping off like that every doggone day in America, black America. So I don't want to hear that doggone hogwash. And I'm gonna go off if I keep thinking about it, because I get sick and tired of hearing that. My bad, y'all. I'm like a little out of breath because I'm cold and shit. But yeah, it's for real, y'all. Travel. Get out there. Do something. Open your eyes up. Alright. This is Royal Mark, aka Giovanni Seattle Sideshow. I'll link my other channel in the description. And y'all have a good night, alright? Peace.